the distance formula. The distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And what I've been trying to do is break this down for you into much more bite-sized chunks, something that we can figure out together. So we'll just continue with that today. We'll start with a few review problems.
Okay.
And then we'll work our way back into this. So for example, what is minus 3 minus 1 squared? Minus 3 minus 1 squared. So this is something we looked at last time. You have to work out the part inside parentheses first. Can you tell me what minus 3 minus 1 squared is?
Yeah.
What is minus 3 minus 1?
Minus 3 minus 1, it is going to be, it's going to be 4.
It's negative 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is negative 4 squared?
Negative 4 squared, that is 8. I mean 16.
It is 16. Good.
I'm sorry about that.
So when you're subtracting, there's really only two possibilities. Okay, if they're the same sign, and do you agree that minus 3 and minus 1 are the same sign? Minus 3 and minus 1, they're the same sign?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they're the same sign, okay, you add the numbers, and you keep the sign.
Okay.
So like you do 3 plus 1, but you keep that it's negative, and that's why it's negative 4. The other possibility, and we'll see that next, is when they are opposite sign. There's only two possibilities, okay? We'll see that here in the next problem. So what is 7 minus 9 squared? 7 minus 9 squared. What is 7 minus 9?
Okay, 7 minus 9 squared, that is going to be 16, negative 16.
Nope, try again here. 7 minus 9.
7 minus 9. Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, negative 2.
It's negative 2. So when they're opposite in sign, okay, you take the bigger and you subtract the smaller. Okay, so in this case, it's 9 minus 7. Okay, 7 is positive, negative 9. And then whichever one is further from 0, that tells you whether the answer is positive or negative, and that's why it's negative 2. Okay, what is negative 2 squared?
Negative 2 squared?
Yes.
Negative 2 squared, that is going to be 4.
4, perfect. Okay, so again, this is really important here that when you're subtracting, there's only two possibilities. Possibility 1 is they're the same sign. That's the easier one. You add the numbers, keep the sign. When they're opposite in sign, you take the bigger and subtract the smaller, even if the bigger is negative, because you're accounting for the sign separately down here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if all of that is clear, okay, we're going to try a problem here. What is minus 4 minus 1? Minus 4 plus 1 squared plus minus, 5 minus 9 squared. So I want you to try working this out on your own, please. And I'll check back with you at minute 8 of the hour here, so in 2 minutes.
Okay.
How are you doing on this one, Sourish?
Yeah, I think I remember. Okay, -4 plus 1 is going to be 3, -3. And then
Okay.
-3 squared is 9.
Okay.
And 5 minus 9 is -4. And then squared, it is going to be 16.
Okay. What is 9 plus 16?
9 plus 16,
Yes.
25.
25. Very good. Okay, that's excellent. Now the kind of the last piece of doing the distance formula is you have to be able to take the square root of certain numbers here. Like, what is the square root of 9? What two numbers multiply together to give you 9?
Multiply 9, 3.
3. So the
Negative
square root,
3 and 3, that's -3 times -3 is 9.
right? So the square root of 9 is 3. Okay. Now,
Huh?
how about the square root of 16? What is that?
The square root of 16.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, the square root of 16. The square root of 16 is -4.
It's only positive.
4 because -4 times -4 is 16.
Well, that's true, but it's we only want the positive in this case. How about the square root of 25?
5.
Very good. Okay. So sometimes we're going to do a square root problem and we may or may not be able to actually reduce it, but we're going to try some problems here. So let's say we want to do 1 minus 3 squared plus 7 minus 10 squared. Could you simplify this for me?
Mhm.
I'll check back with you at in 2 minutes here at minute 12.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have an answer for me?
Yep. 1 minus 3 is -2. -2 squared is 4. And 7 minus 10 is 3. 3 squared is 3 squared is 9.
It's
9 plus
negative
4.
3. It's -3 squared, but it
Yeah,
does end
yeah.
up
I'm
being
so
9.
sorry about that.
That's okay.
9 plus
Perfect.
4, 13.
13. All right. Now, if I had a square root to every single line here, which is what the distance formula asks you to do, this one we don't know. We don't know how to do this, meaning that you're done. There's nothing more that you can do here.
But if there's something divisible by that, then
Right. But the only square roots that you know, we just went through some of them. Like that the square root of 9 is 3 and the square root of 16 is 4. So there's nothing else in between those.
okay.
Okay, so let's try another one here. Let's say it's the square root of 9 minus 3 squared plus 4 minus 5 squared. So I want you to try working out this problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tell me what you got.
9 minus 3 is 6. 6 squared is
6.
36.
Okay, very good.
And 4 minus 5 is negative 1.
Okay,
And then squared for that is going to be 1.
okay. What is 36 plus 1?
37.
All right. So the problem with the square root of 37 is that we know the square root of 36 is 6 and the square root of 49 is 7. And this is in between those two. So that's your final answer.
Okay.
All right, so let's kind of, we're really almost there. So the way that these distance formula problems start out is they actually give you what are called ordered pairs. Ordered pairs. So an ordered pair means X comma Y. Okay, and you know that X is the horizontal axis and Y is the vertical axis. And to find the distance, well, you need 2 ordered pairs because you need 2 points to find the distance.
Hmm.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So let's look at some ordered pairs and see if we can find the distance between them. So an example problem would look something like this. They would give you 0, negative 2, negative 5, negative 1. And it would ask you to find the distance between them. So the first point is called X sub 1. The second one is called Y sub 1.
Yeah. It's like we learned that like last time for algebra.
Yes, and it continues through through geometry.
Hmm.
So your distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So now you have to go to your points here and you have to plug them in. So instead of x2, it's minus 5. Do you see how I use that value? X1 is 0. Y2 is minus 1. Minus, and this is where you got to be very careful, minus y2 is negative 2. So see how whenever I substitute in for a negative, I put it in parentheses. So this now looks like a problem we've been doing over and over again. So you first have to figure out what is minus 5 minus 0. Can you tell me that?
Okay, so negative 5 minus 0.
Yes.
Okay, that right there, that's going to be 0, I would say.
So when you're subtracting, there's 2 possibilities.
Add, you have to add.
Well, you're subtracting here. They're the same sign. So you add the numbers. What's 5 plus 0?
5 plus 0 is 5.
And then
Negative.
you keep the negative.
Yeah, -5.
Okay. Now on the right here, you have two negatives. What do two negatives make?
2 negatives make
Yes, we talked about that
a
last time.
positive.
So this is -1 plus 2 squared. So
And
what is
that
negative?
is going to be -1 plus 2. That's going to be oh yeah, it's going to be -3.
So they're opposite in sign. One's negative, one's positive. When they're opposite in sign, the one that's further from 0 gives you the sign. So it's going to be positive, and then you take the bigger and subtract the smaller.
Okay, that's going to be 1.
It is 1 squared. Okay. So tell me, what is -5 squared? What is -5 squared?
-5 squared, that's going to be 25.
Plus what is 1 squared?
1.
Okay. And again, there's a square root. There's a square root that I didn't write, but we're going to put it in now. 25 plus 1 is 26.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so let's look at another example here. Okay, let's say I give you the ordered pairs 3, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And here's the distance formula. The distance formula says x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, square rooted. Up here, which one is x2? Which of these 4 numbers is our x2?
Is there 2 numbers?
Which number is x2?
Now, x2 is going to be 3, and then 8 is going to be x1.
So it's always x and then y, okay?
Yeah.
And the first ordered pair generally becomes x1, y1.
Wait, okay, so 9 is x2.
9 is x2. What is x1?
X1 is 3. Okay.
Minus 3 squared. Okay. What is
Mhm.
y2?
Y2. Y2 is 10.
Minus 8
And 8.
squared. All right. So I want you to continue working out this problem from here, please. I'll check back with you in 3 minutes and see how you're doing on this one. Okay.
Yeah. It's 38.
Okay. So you think your final answer is 38?
Yeah.
Let's take
Yeah.
a look here. I'm going to ask you some questions like, what is 9 minus 3?
6.
6. And what is 10 minus 8?
2.
Okay. What is 6 squared?
6
What-
squared is 36.
Okay.
And
What is 2 squared?
wow. Okay, that was 4. Are you kidding? I'm s-
Close. Very close.
I'm such a dummy.
No, you're doing real well. This is
I didn't even know. Why did I always forget? 2, 2. I thought it was a 2, but no, I just didn't even remember.
well, the truth is, Sourish, like when we first started working together, you would not have been able to work through a problem like that. So it's good that you're able to now have a little bit more success trying.
Yeah, thanks, Matthew.
Okay, let's look at another problem here. Distance formula equals square root. And it's really good to write the formula each time if you want to remember it. If you don't want to remember it, then don't write.
Okay, one is going to be in y1.
That's right. But what about x2? Let's do it in order.
X2 is going to be 7.
So that we generally assign the first ordered pair x1 and y1.
Okay.
So what is x2?
Okay, so 7 is x1 and 1 is y1. 8 is x2 and 2 is y2.
Okay, so notice how I'm setting this up here.
Yeah,
Could
let me
you try-
just
Could
let
you
me
try
just write
working?
this down.
Okay. Write this down and see if you can work through it on your own, please.
Yeah. Can you scroll it up?
Yes. Is that good enough
Okay.
for you?
Yep, that's good enough.
How are you doing on this one? Do you
Yeah,
have
I'm
any?
doing good. I'm just almost done with this.
Okay.
The final answer is 2.
Okay, very close. 8 minus 7 is 1 squared. 2 minus 1 is 1 squared. 1 squared is 1. The other one squared is 1. But again, we have a square root each time. So it's the square root of 2. So very
Wait,
close.
wait, the square root of 2?
Yes,
Oh, wait. So that's the answer, right?
that is the answer. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I got 2.
It's the square root of 2, though. It's
So in every
small.
final answer is supposed to be square root
Most of them will be yes, but not all.
because it will be the divisible, right?
Sometimes, like if it were the square root of 4, you would say 2.
because there's going to be a square root.
Yes. Okay, let's try a new problem here. Let's say I give you the points 8, 6, and then 2, 5. And I'd like you to try this one on your own, please. You're really close to being able to do one all the way through on your own.
Yeah.
So go ahead and try this. I'll check back with you and then we can work it out together if there's still questions. But you almost got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to substitute the numbers in Sourish
Well,
just to see.
I'm just trying to remember. I'm just trying to remember. I'm just trying to do it.
Did you get a line that looks like this? Do you have these numbers substituted in for x1, y1, x2, and y2?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and try working it out from here and see what you come up with.
Okay. It's the final answer is 37.
Really close again. You're just missing that one little piece. So the when you subtract, you get -6 squared. which is 36, -1 squared, which is 1, but there's a square root all the way through. So your final answer is the square
Wait, there's
root
a
of
square root of 37?
Yes.
What is the square root for 37?
It is the square root of 37. There is no way to reduce it further.
So there's a square root of every number.
Well, some of them we know, like, and let's just go through this real quick. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 2 is 2. Square root of 3 is, I don't know, but the square root of 4 is, I'm sorry. Let me back this off here. The square root of 2 we don't know, and the square root of 3 we don't know, but we know the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 5 we don't know. The square root of 6 we don't know. The square root of 7 we don't know. Square root of 8, same thing. But the square root of 9 is,
I think, okay, so, all right.
so most of them, and that's the point here, is most of them you do not know. So yeah, you don't know that group, you don't know that group, and it only gets bigger. There's actually more square roots that you do not know than those that you do know.
Okay.
I thought you did a really good job today, Sourish. I think we got quite a bit done.
Yeah.
I know you're doing tennis camp next week. Do you have a tennis racket already?
Yeah, it's in the garage.
Excellent, excellent. And do you have a favorite tennis player?
I don't know who. I just don't even remember his name.
Okay. Well, tennis is a lot of fun. You'll have a great time, I'm sure. Probably we're going to do an evening lesson next week, on Tuesday and Thursday at 7. But I'll get with your dad and let him know what are some possibilities. But I thought you did a great job today. I think you really really understood what we were working on, and I appreciate you being attentive the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that does take us to the end of our lesson for today. And
Yeah,
I
thank
will
you, Matthew.
send you, you're welcome.
So what is the name of this lesson that we learned?
Distance formula. We
Distance
finally got
formula.
through the
It's gonna
distance
be in
formula.
geometry 10th grade.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.
All right. Bye, Matthew.
Bye now.